You're listening to Wholesaling Inc., episode number 155.
Look what's going on here. It's not the Cody show. It's not the Joe show. It's not the Tom show. It's a collaboration of the best to come together to create the best product. We don't want to deliver just a halfway result. We want to deliver results. So we got the best in each category, whether it's getting the marketing going, closing the deal, and then servicing the students.
This is game-changing information guaranteed to raise your real estate wholesaling business with actionable steps you can take immediately to navigate the ins and outs of wholesaling and start making money today. Bam! Join us as we put our guests in the hot seat and dive deep to dissect their strategies for success to enable you to duplicate their results. Investor Grit presents Wholesaling Inc., the only show dedicated to making you a fortune in wholesaling with your hosts, Tom Kroll and Cody Hoffine.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Wholesaling Inc. Darren Bentley here, and today's episode is a very, very special episode indeed. Now, many people are blown away by the sheer amount of success stories that we've been able to produce with our coaching program here at Wholesaling Inc. Now, yes, we do have one of the best coaching programs out there, and I don't say this to be braggadocious, but it's much, much more than just a great program that's getting these people great results. There's a reason why we've been able to consistently help so many people build successful real estate wholesaling businesses, and that's not accidental. In fact, it's very intentional, the methods and the strategies that we use here to get people the crazy results that we help them get. And that's what we're going to focus on in today's episode. Now, today's episode is a conversation between Tom and Cody and none other than Joe McCall. Now, I'm sure many of you out there know who Joe is. He's another great coach who's been doing some great things in the real estate industry, as well as helping people achieve their dreams and goals when it comes to real estate. So I encourage you to take really good notes on today's episode, which is, by the way, a bit longer than we usually do. But I can tell you there is nothing but pure gold on this episode today. So enjoy.
Hey, everybody. I'm Joe McCall with Tom Kroll and Cody Hoffine. How you guys doing?
Bam! Well, doing well.
Love it. Love it. I'm so excited, Tom. We have been talking about this for how long? A couple of years?
Oh, at least 2 years. At least 2 years we've been talking about this topic.
I'm excited about this. And one of the cool things we got here is Cody Hoffine, who works with you, Tom, now, right? You guys are part of the coaching business. And on this podcast, we're doing this as a podcast to the Real Estate Investing Mastery Show and Tom Kroll's Wholesaling Inc. podcast. But one of the cool things, Cody, I'm so glad you're here. You were just like 3 years ago a student of Tom's, right?
This is correct. In fact, Tom, I know you're smiling already because it was May of 2015. Bam. It was an awesome day. Tom remembers this perfectly. Probably we laugh about this story. It was.
I remember Cody was saying, Tom, do you think it's too late to get into wholesaling? I was like, come on, man.
It's so true. And so I was sitting in the side of my house in a camping trailer because my kids were so loud. And I thought to myself, man, this is my opportunity. I get to talk to Tom Kroll. He's always yelling bam. And anyways, I was on the side of my trailer taking that call and ultimately joined his course. And then August of 2016, we became business partners.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking on this podcast, this joint podcast, about the coaching business and the incredible opportunity there is for you guys to make a huge difference, a huge impact in people's lives. And I'm excited about this. We've been talking about this for a long time. We're going to be talking on this podcast about the coaching business. We're going to be talking about how you can create a simple coaching business that can help a lot of people and make good money in the process as well.
Right.
Partner on deals with students, but also have make a huge impact in their lives. And Cody and Tom, you guys have been working together for a long time now. And I didn't even think about this, but what a testimony, what a story you guys have together of, first Tom, you making a huge difference in Cody. And I think, Tom, I might have had an impact on you a little bit along with your brother, but
absolutely,
it kind of goes full circle, doesn't it? I mean, now Cody has been exploded in his own real estate investing business, but now is coaching people and having like a bigger and bigger effect. It keeps on getting bigger and bigger, doesn't it? As you go
100%. As a matter of fact, I remember about 5 years ago, Joe, I was on vacation and Todd Toback said, you got to listen to Joe's podcast. So I sent you a picture. I know, by the way, you're not going to remember this picture because every time we meet, you always say it's good to meet you in person for the first time. But I'm going to tell you guys, I sent Joe a picture of me listening to his podcast and taking massive imperfect action while I was on vacation about 5 years ago. We have to find that picture. But I was sitting at the little tiki. Yeah, do you remember that?
It's funny, too. I think it was like 2012. When did you get started, Tom?
2013, I think it was. Yeah, so it was right around that time.
I remember I was just looking up some old emails of yours because I was looking for something that you sent me. So I typed in Kroll in the Gmail, right?
Right.
And I found some of your original emails that you started sending me. And you were just so passionate and excited about this business. And you were asking me some questions about outsourcing and virtual assistants or something like that.
Oh, that's right. And then we did the podcast about the VAs. Yeah, so it's funny how, it's all full circle. It's like you said, it's awesome. So it's an honor to be on this podcast with you right now. It's exciting.
Me too. These guys have probably, I'm being completely honest and I'm not blowing smoke, the most successful coaching business for wholesalers in the United States, in the world probably. Like, they may not have the biggest in terms of numbers, but they have the highest percentage of successful students that are actually doing deals. I'm so excited about this because, I've been doing coaching for a long time, for years, for at least since 2011 when I started my podcast. But I love the business. I talk about this a lot in my podcast. I love helping people. I could make, and I'm sure you guys would agree, right? Like I could do a deal and make 10 grand or something, and that's cool. But nothing beats the feeling of seeing a student, helping them make 5 to 10 grand doing their first deal. You talk to my kids, man, I'm running around the house, giving everybody high five. I'm jumping up and down. Not as crazy as Tom. I don't have
with the victory bell.
I'm not screaming boom or bam or whatever.
Yeah, here's my victory bell. Here's my victory bell. Oh, there's Joe's. Here's mine.
Yes.
Mine's attached to my wall, so.
I'm telling you guys, if you get to know Tom and Cody, they're doing that all the time. They're running around getting so excited because they have just tremendous success rates with their students. And I'm excited about this because we're going to be talking on this podcast about creating a workshop helping other people who want to get in the coaching business, who want to help people spend more time with their family, make more money so they can quit their job and travel around the world and just do whatever they want to do. So cool. I hope that's a good introduction. But you guys, there's a lot of people out there doing coaching, right? And it's frustrating because you see a lot of spammers out there, people that are coaching people that have not done very many deals, if any at all. Or, they sign up, they pay 35, 40 grand for coaching and they get just sent to a call center in Utah, right, Cody? Not with you. They get sent to some call center to some guy that's getting paid 30, 40 bucks an hour to answer questions from a manual or something like that. Right?
I've been actually approached by those people and they say, you have such a great coaching business. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take it over. We're going to outsource all your back end in Utah. What is it with Utah, by the way, Cody? Everybody, all these coaching businesses, they have
No, it's crazy. It's all these big companies are moving in. You got Adobe, you've got Goldman Sachs corporate headquarters here. I mean, all the big companies are moving here for whatever reason that is. And,
that's funny, but yeah,
you, Tom.
I love, but I will tell you this, Joe brings up a good point. It's really true. When you have a student and you have somebody who comes in and they know nothing and then they absolutely crush it. We have so many people who've literally retired from their jobs. Clayton Morris, Tim Sakol, Jody Christensen, just off the top of my head. Yesterday, we had a student who wrote in and said that they have a deal now that we're closing. They're just about to close, so it's not done yet, but it's their second deal in the program, $600,000. It's got to be a world record on an assignment. So I think that when you have that spirit of an abundance mindset and that more for them doesn't mean less for us, and you have that no competition, only collaboration type of attitude, you can really build a wholesome business for coaching in a really quick, in a really effective, efficient, fast way. And I think that's the secret. And that's what this podcast is all about. Joe and Cody and I get asked constantly on almost a weekly basis, I know from myself, how do I start a coaching business? I found a way to make money in real estate doing A, B, and C. What is the best way? What is the best model? Is it one to many? Is it one-on-one? what is the format? So that's what this podcast is all about, is bringing these resources together with Joe McCall, who has been a resource for me personally on how to do this right from day one years ago that I learned a ton from, and then experimenting with Cody and I with some of our stuff on how we did it. And that's what this is all about. It's just bringing together these resources for you. If you're interested, if you have an abundance mindset, if you're a go-giver, if you want to share what you've learned, this is going to be the place to do it. And we're going to talk about that right now. So Joe, you can get started because I know you know the most about one of the parts of this business.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We've been talking about this and we finally decided to do this. We're going to be doing a 3-day workshop in Florida. We're still nailing down the location right now, but it's going to be a live, small workshop, probably 20 people max, in a small room, and we're going to roll up our sleeves and help you guys create a coaching business and listen, we got to emphasize this from the very beginning. It's not about the money. It's about the impact. It's about making a difference in people's lives. And if you are good at that, if you have a passion to make a difference in people's lives, the money will follow. And the money is good. I love the coaching business because for me, my gifting, my itch that I love to scratch is teaching and helping and coaching people, right? And so a lot of people come to us and say, hey, will you help me with my coaching business? Will you show me how to do what you're doing? Maybe a lot of people listening to this already have a coaching business. They coach a little bit one-on-one, but they're totally stressed. They have no more time. They have no boundaries in place, and they just feel like they're running around with a chicken with their head cut off, right? They don't have any structure. And then other people, they want to get into coaching. They get a lot of people that ask them, hey, can you help me can you teach me how to do what you do? I have friends that are starting to get invited to go speak at local real estate clubs, and they're exciting, and they spend all this time with people not for free, right? And they're getting completely burnt out because there's nothing that they're getting back in return. So there's a huge need for this right now for people that want to get into coaching and start helping other people, but like to do it the right way, right? And not be overwhelmed with all the fancy techie stuff that you think has to be done, right?
Well, right. And getting out of preparation mode. Yeah, that's the key. I mean, I'm helping someone right now in one of our groups that we're in, Joe, one of our masterminds, and I'm helping someone right now. And it's not, I don't want to say it's funny, but it's, when you have a new coach who's trying to get stuff out there, the common little mistakes that cause so much frustration, so much delay, charging the wrong amount of money, using the wrong format, being in preparation mode of building out all these modules based on what you think they want the students rather than what they actually need to get a result. And that's what we really want to focus on.
The other thing, guys, that's really key here is how many people and how many times maybe the conversation or maybe they start off with the wrong question. And we talk about this all the time, Tom, me and you, what is the right question? And a lot of times people are thinking, hey, I want to get into coaching. I think this would be a great way to make a lot of money. And that is the wrong question. That is the absolute wrong question. And so this can be completely different than what people are thinking. We don't go out there for the money. It's all about service. It's all about giving more in value than you're actually charging in price. So let me say that again, giving more in value than what you charge in price. It's always that servant mindset. How do I help these people? And how do I truly help these people? Tony Robbins talks about your 4 basic needs of like certainty, uncertainty, significance. Yeah, and he talks about like uncertainty, significance, and love. Those are your 4 basic needs. Those need to be met. You're helping people meet those needs. But once these needs are met, you're able to move on to number 5 and to number 6, and that is growth, and that's also contribution. And those needs are the needs of fulfillment. And at some point, I know a lot of people are listening thinking, man, I'm at that point. I want to give back. I want to do the right thing. I want to make people's lives better because my life has been blessed. And that's what it's all about. This workshop is going to be worked around that growth, the needs of fulfillment, that growth and that contribution, giving back and looking back and bringing your next people up. Leaders don't take all the glory. They're always looking back, looking to bring that next person up. And that's what this workshop truly is all about.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Let me just give you, I made an executive decision and I chose our domain name.
Perfect. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
becomethecoach.com. How's that?
Bam! I love it.
Hold on.
Yeah, somebody ring a victory bell.
I got you.
All right. So becomethecoach.com is where you can go to get more information about this workshop. It's not for everybody. But if you have any interest at all into coaching, getting into the coaching business and how to help people, or if you're doing some coaching, but you're just doing it all wrong, you're completely overwhelmed, you're trying to build all this fancy stuff up front, this is going to be the workshop for you. And we'll talk in just a minute here about what we're going to be covering in this workshop. But,
well, Joe, can I interrupt you for 1 second? Because I want to give a perfect example of the people in coaching who are actually making a difference and really getting to the top of the game is what you guys just saw a second ago. What you guys just saw a second ago is what I know Cody and I like to call progress, not perfection, speed of implementation, sense of urgency, right? So I had a coach I was just helping create a coaching business, and we were going back and forth for days on a name, right? He was searching GoDaddy and all these things, right? So do you see what just happened here in 30 seconds is Joe just said, I'm making an executive decision. We came up with the name. Here's the thing. The name doesn't make a difference. BecomeTheCoach.com is awesome. I love it. But what you just saw is a perfect example of exactly what we're going to be going over. What is the highest priority and how to actually leave that event with a coaching business right at that moment and not with a bunch of plans and notes and all that other good stuff. So I just love it because this is exactly who we are. What you just did 20 seconds ago. It's awesome.
Speed of implementation.
It's true, man.
That's so true, guys. And we push this all the time with our own students, right? To just get out there and make it happen, start taking massive action, and the pieces will fall into place.
So true.
Which, by the way, I haven't bought the domain yet. I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah. By the way, you should buy the name before we release this podcast. Oh, man.
Wait a second. It's actually going to be...
I'm buying it right now.
Massive imperfect action.
I just bought it. Okay, I'm buying it on PayPal right now. So you guys talk for a minute while I finish.
So Cody, this is exciting, man. This is
good stuff. Because this is exactly what all the greats out there talk about. There's so many. If this is something you're looking for, if this is truly who you want to be, the best part about it in the day and age we live in, I mean, we talk about Tony Robbins all the time. He's one of my favorites. I just got back from him. In fact, my voice is still recovering from that shout out all weekend long. But it's interesting to hear all of the great people talk about in the day we live in. It's the resources are there. If we're struggling with weight, it's not that there's not a gym on every corner. There are. The resources there. It's the lack of our resourcefulness. And so there's no need to reinvent the wheel. There's no need to try and go through the struggle. There's so many great people out there in the coaching field. And there's so many ones that shouldn't be in the coaching field, but there's great people out there that you can follow exactly what they're doing. There's great mentors in this field.
I love one thing I learned from Orrin Woodward is, he always taught me, be a leader, not a bleeder. And one thing we like to do is as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, we're at 50,000 feet. We have a lot of ideas. We're moving 1,000 miles an hour. And the problem is when you're developing a coaching program, there are absolute 100 mistakes that, things like building out an entire product before you even are coaching students. Your first students are the ones who are going to help you build the product, not, so little things like that can save you time, money, energy, resources, focus, attention, all of that. So, and I also want to just kind of address who is on this line and why they are on this line. So you guys, here's the deal. In every business, no matter what business you are in, every single business in the entire country is divided up into 3 sections. The first section is producing the opportunity. That's number 1. Number 2 is seizing the opportunity. And number 3 is servicing the opportunity. So who we have on the phone today are 3 people who are absolute experts at all 3 of those phases. First, you have Joe McCall, who is a marketing genius. He understands exactly how to attract a lot of attention, how to produce applications for coaching, and all that stuff that's involved with marketing and advertising, or what we call producing the opportunity. Then you have Cody Hoffine, who is in charge of seizing the opportunity. He's the one who says, okay, now here's how we move forward with all the work that is done in marketing, in sales. And then you have myself, I've really become what I like to consider myself an expert in coaching, how to get people results and how to do things like provide instruction instead of education. Education is the number 1 cancer of new students in any field. We have to get back to an apprentice type of instruction, a Mr. Miyagi Danielson type of approach on service. And that's really where what I'm going to present on is going to come in. And that's going to be the fuel that's going to grow your business when you have so many students getting so many results. And we're talking about things like small wins and under promising and over delivering and things like that. So that's why we've all come together, is because in each one of those areas, producing the opportunity, seizing the opportunity, and servicing the opportunity, that's where we all three of us are going to be providing some expertise for you guys. And it is going to be a complete open book. We are completely going to be transparent with every single aspect of the business from head to tail, from A to Z. You are going to leave that knowing exactly what to do. You're going to be leaving that with a business on that last day. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very good. I like to think of it in terms of attract, convert, and deliver, right? So
right.
Things that I love doing is creating marketing funnels. If right over there on my board, on my wall, is a double comma club. And so I earned this award for making over seven figures building funnels, right? Selling my products and my coaching and services like that. But it's easy to complicate that part of the business. But we're going to break it down to where it's really simple, right? Building the front end funnels to get people in. Cody is really good with sales, the convert part, right? You get people that will apply for your coaching, whatever. But it's one thing to get them in, but it's another thing to get them on the phone and talk to them and see like, hey, can we even help you? But having somebody like Cody, who's a beast on the phone, is really good with not being like over the top, pushy, salesy, slimy stuff, right? But it's just like, we can help you. We know we can help you, and this is how we can help you. But getting on the phone for that convert part. And then Tom, my goodness, nobody, and I'm going to ask you to talk about this, Tom, in a minute, about putting salt in the oats. Like,
yes,
I don't know a better coach in the United States right now that helps his students, pushes them to success by like forgetting everything else that doesn't matter, but focusing on the single most important thing.
Couldn't agree more.
Cody, let me ask you a little bit. Could you talk about I like how you did it, Tom, the producing, seizing, and servicing, but the seizing, Cody, I'm sorry. Talk a little bit about what goes on and what you do in the converting process, the seizing process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, when I get on them, it's not sales. It really isn't. It really is a listening game. In fact, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them proportionately, and you use it in that sales process. People are on the phone for a reason. That's what my job is to understand why are they on the phone in the first place, because something could be wrong, maybe wrong, is wrong in their life currently that they're not liking. Maybe they don't like the 9 to 5 anymore. Maybe they don't like working for corporate America. But you've got to listen to those things, because if you can't find out the why they're on the phone, you can't ever get to the point of seeing if your product actually delivers the solution to their problems going on. Because it's not about just get everyone in the funnel and then everyone gets to join the program. And I wish that was the case. It's just not. You still want to make it a good fit. Maybe to show a little credit to the background of our coaching program that Tom and I run is we don't bring on everyone. And everyone asks, how are your students so successful? It's because on the front end, when we're going through the seize the moment, seize the opportunity, we're not letting everyone into the program. So our rates are really good. Our success rates are really good because we're bringing on the right people. We're really listening who is a great fit to build the community. And maybe I'm doing a disservice by not telling you guys, it really is about the community. It's not just about Tom. It's not just about Joe. It's not just about me. You get the right people in and you only bring on the right people, and it ends up building an amazing community that people stick with.
You know, I've had an opportunity to watch Cody and what he does. And I will tell you, there's 2 things too that he does that is absolutely critical. There's a handful of things that I've noticed. Number one is the script that he has. What it is he's a truth teller and a truth seeker. So the first thing that you're going to realize with what Cody's going to show you guys on the script is that he is actually listening and seeing if we're a good fit. And that's key. So be a truth teller and a truth seeker on that script. The other thing is no jargon, right? So one thing that I've noticed Cody does is, and Cody, I mean this with respect, is that Cody, it's like talking to an 8-year-old, right? It's very simple terms. When he's on the phone, we break it down into one thing I think coaches tend to do is when they're already successful, when they're already making over $1 million a year, what happens is they start to use jargon, acronyms, all this high level, these fancy, pretty words, automation, systems, scaling, growth. This stuff doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It has different definitions depending on who you ask. The bottom line is you have to define what they want and why they want it. No jargon. Be the rookie. Don't be the expert, is key. So I think being a truth teller and a truth seeker with that script is key. And no jargon, being the rookie is key for what I've seen Cody, that what he's been able to do in that area, which is key.
And the script's going to be shared with everyone, by the way. This is a hot script. This is what my sales floor uses as well. I mean, that's exactly it. The script is key. And we'll be going over that in depth, by the way. I'll be giving away that script.
Good. Tom, let's talk about salting the oats.
Yes.
I love this about Tom because he cares so passionately about his students. You've heard the saying, like, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink or something like that, right? Tom, you say yes to that. Why?
Oh, this is like, I remember when I wrote this post, and it's so true. I think what some people do, what the wrong people do is, and I know this is a little, off-putting to some people, but what they do is they get into the business and the first thing they want to know is, how do I make money? Right? What's the best way to make money? I think the question is you have to ask, how do you help people? And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's really true. If you approach it, if you chase the right rabbit, the money is not going to be a problem, but you have to chase the right rabbit. One thing we do is sometimes coaches will say, well, in private conversations, well, I gave them the information, I can lead a horse to water, but if they don't drink it, it's not my problem. BS. Yeah. BS. I call BS on that, right? And I'll tell you why, because the bottom line is, you've got one thing I always, and Cody will tell you this, anyone on our team will tell you this. I always say, you guys, I want to pretend like something happened to you and your wife is in this program, or your daughter or your son is in this program. I want you to treat the students with that level of respect and care. You can't just bring the horse to the water. You got to cup your hands and bring the water to their mouth. The reason that they aren't successful or continually buying programs and not being successful is sometimes little things like fear of success, hitting this glass ceiling that they continue to hit. So you've got to understand why they're not succeeding and how to make them succeed. One of the keys with that is what I am really looking forward to showing everybody is this methodology of instruction over education. And small wins. Small wins is so key. So if we could just get the water to their lips and then they start to, I know I hate to use this analogy. It sounds funny, but it's really true. And putting salt in their oats is all about the motivation. Understanding why people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. A lot of people talk about, I'm struggling with time management. Well, this is really easy. The reason you're struggling with time management is it's impossible to manage time. You simply cannot manage something that continues on without you. It is totally out of your control. But what you can do is if you start to shift your perspective and understand that it's all about priority management instead of time management, then all of a sudden you could move a mountain, right? So I think that the way you put salt in people's oats and you force them to drink and you shove it down their throat is that you have to shift their perspective. It's not the postcard. It's not the contract. It's not the script. That's not why our students are having so much success. It's instruction over education, and it's motivating them the right way to take action towards small wins, not some distant win that's all these weeks or months away of a deal or something like small wins, small baby steps, holding them accountable, and how to do that in an effective way, even if you're married with 5 children like I am, and how to do that where you have your time, but you can do this in an effective process that is repeatable without you having to be constantly plugged into the system, which I think is one of the most important points.
Very good. Very, very well said. Let's talk real quick about who this is for and who it's not for. Okay. This is for somebody, and you guys add to what I'll say here. This is for somebody who you got to be doing deals already, obviously, right? You need to be already successfully doing deals. We're going to be teaching the coaching business, but we're going to be kind of tailoring it towards the real estate investing crowd, right? So
yes.
It's going to be helpful if you are into real estate. Although I would say, the stuff you're going to learn from us, it would apply to any industry.
Universal. Absolutely.
Yeah. So just think about that. But you need to be successful in what you're already doing, okay? We're not going to let anybody in. We're going to get on the phone and talk with you to make sure that you're a good fit. So you've got to already be doing deals. And you have to have a passion for helping people. What else, guys? Who is this for?
Yeah, I think I want to just deep dive that for a second, because there is a little bit of a belief out there from one of my most favorite authors, who I'm going to give him a little bit of a dig. So I'm not going to say who it is, but the book is right behind me on this shelf, on one of those shelves. And, he says in the book that, well, if you know 10% more than the average person, you can coach it. No.
I know who you're talking about, because sits right there.
Yeah. So let me say this to you guys right now. I totally agree that one of the secrets that Joe and Cody have is their enthusiasm. And one of the secrets I have is their enthusiasm for the subject matter, because we've experienced the results. If you want to make marketing, advertising, sales, and service easy, you got to have that enthusiasm. You don't have to be a great salesperson. As a matter of fact, one of Cody's favorite books that he recommended to me by Frank Benninger, I think, it's all about enthusiasm. So it's not about just having the knowledge. It's about experiencing the results and wanting to share those results. You will naturally attract people if you're enthusiastic. So yes, to double down on what Joe said, if you're struggling or you're not really getting results from what you're doing, teaching it is not going to make your life any happier. It's going to add stress and frustration. And we want to avoid all that. We want you to be sitting, on the beach and with rave reviews and helping people and enjoying life, and make the rules of life are super easy. So you've got to have some serious success with what you're wanting to teach. It's got to have impacted your life in a meaningful way.
Very good. Cody, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure things are in place for your business. Make sure you are doing the business first and foremost, and that you're actively doing, because that'll be the first thing that's sniffed out. When they see you're not doing the business, you're probably not going to be an effective coach. Ultimately, that's maybe some of the things that we receive. We get students. In fact, I think that the key thing is having a mindset of an abundant mindset. One of the first books that we read and have all of our students read is The 4 Spiritual Laws of Success. And with that being said, it's all about an abundant mindset. There's multiple times when people call us and they're not the right fit. So what do? We send them over to Joe, because we don't teach virtual wholesaling, right? It's knowing that when you give, it comes back. Like, you've got to have that true abundant mindset, that givers gain mindset. It's truly, when you are a giver, you gain. It's not in it for money. You've got to be doing it in the business. You've got to have the heart to love them. Because I will tell you something that Tom probably didn't sound too much, because it's about himself. So I'll do it. Whether your belief system is a God, whether it's karma, whatever it may be, one thing that I have absolutely admired, and I'm so grateful every day that I get to be a business partner with Tom, is the fact that he called me up one day and said, "Hey, Cody, let's take every Monday and let's pray for our students. They're bringing their hard-earned money over to us, and let's pray for them, pray for their success, and make sure they succeed." And I literally just teared up, and it was like rolling down my face. My wife's asking me, "What's wrong?" And I said, I love Tom. I just love this guy. This guy has the biggest heart to help his students. And really, that's what it takes, guys. It's not easy, and it won't be easy. So those listening, when you think about coaching and, oh man, this is so awesome, know that it's not easy, but we have the processes in place to make it simple. We have the simple instruction to make it work, but it's going to take work. It's going to take busting your tail off, but it's worth it, because you're giving back, you're building up, you're helping others.
Right. It's true. And just to clarify one point too, is that if you have done the business and now are retired and wanting to move into coaching, you don't have to be actively doing the business. That's fine. But, you have to have, like I said, have had a meaningful impact. This strategy that you're going to teach in real estate or otherwise, it has to have impacted your life in a meaningful way at some point. Otherwise I think it may not work out, but yeah.
All right. So very quickly, I want to talk about who is it not for, and then we're going to talk about what they're actually going to get at the workshop. Okay. So who is it not for? You got to be nice. And we've already kind of talked about this. If you're a jerk, you're not going to get along with us, and you're not going to be a good fit. You're not going to be a good coach. What else? Who is it not for, Tom?
For you, those leading with money, those thinking this is a great opportunity to make a lot of money. Yeah, probably the wrong attitude, the wrong personality to be there. It should be all about serving, helping, loving, bringing up your next person.
Yeah, and I think you're right too. It's really going to be, if you're not a people person, I think, sometimes people, they'll say, well, right on day one, actually, Joe, this is another person that we both know. And he said, well, I really don't want to be too involved. So how do I limit my time and exposure? And here's what I'm going to tell you right now. If you're not interested in people, if you're not interested in helping others, and I really mean this, this is not just if your knee-jerk first question to us is, how do I make a ton of money without having to actually do something or do something once and done? It's going to be a little bit of a process, and you're going to have to learn these tactics of learning what gets people results. It's not about putting out the information and then just selling it and slapping a price tag on it. I think that's what Cody's really saying too. So you really do have to be a people person. You have to enjoy speaking to students and helping them. And if that's not you, that's okay. That's not a big deal. Like some people, I know I have very, very good buddies who are just like, leave me alone. I want to be off the radar. I don't want, for whatever reason, and I totally get it and respect it. But I would definitely emphasize what Joe and Cody have just said. It's really you got to be a people person. You got to be kind of friendly, nice, outgoing. There's no way to avoid your students. So you might as well just become friends with all of them. That's my advice.
Very good. All right, so let's talk about what they're actually going to get at the workshop. Again, it's a 3-day workshop. We're doing it in Florida where it's nice and warm, and we're going to be doing it hopefully near the beach, right? We're talking about that right now.
Yes.
But it's going to be an actual workshop, right? So we're not going to be doing a ton of teaching. You are going to be taking a bunch of notes, but our goal is to have you walk away with an actionable plan, like a clear plan of attack so you know what you're going to do. I'll just cover on my end on the technical side of like how to get people in, the marketing plans. I'm going to give you the templates. I'm going to give you the funnels. There's certain tools that I use that are real simple, but if I sometimes have to be real careful, like, and pull back, like don't overwhelm with the technical stuff, right? So I'm going to give you the resources and the people that I use in my business to build the technical stuff for you, right? So if you don't want to do that stuff, or you easily get overwhelmed with how do you do websites, how do you do webinars, how do you do podcasts, how do you do funnels, how do you do membership sites and email autoresponders and all that fancy stuff, it's okay, relax. Tom and Cody both know zero about that stuff, right? Zero.
Goose egg.
I'll show you, I'll give you the list of the tools, and I'll give you the names of the people that can actually help you install it and build it and set it up for you. And some of it, I can even do it myself for you while we're at the workshop. So the technical side of things of like how to build the funnels, how to get people in, how to attract a mass amount of people through maybe videos and podcasts or just Facebook ads or stuff like that. I geek out on that stuff. I love it. And you're going to be walking away with some really good resources that you can maybe even implement while you're there. Or I'll give you the names and the people that I personally use that can implement and install that stuff for you in your business. Okay. Tom, why don't you?
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to say what somebody may not be realizing is what Joe is saying. It takes years, right? Years to learn, because it's not just what Joe knows. It's what that works. It's what Joe knows that doesn't work. It's all of the, so you're listening to a guy with Joe McCall who's in like the high end coaching with Russ. What is the
Russell Brunson?
Russell Brunson, right? And all of these, he's gone through years of seminars. Every time I talk to Joe, he's at a seminar, or he loves this stuff and he eats it up. And so it's not his success that you're going to get to emulate. It's his failure that you can avoid. I mean, and this is the key where you want to be a leader and not a bleeder. You don't have to be a trailblazer. I just had a conversation with a coach who spent all this meticulous time on creating this thing that I'm like, this is not going to work. And sure enough, it's not going to work. So it didn't work. So I think that's the key. As far as my end with service, the bottom line is, I want to say one thing first. All three of us are going to be a completely open book. There is nothing going to be that's going to be held back. There's no, I know sometimes people do a seminar and then there's like an upsell and you have these aggressive people, who walking around the room trying to tell you how to mortgage your house to get more coaching. It's not going to happen here. So a completely open book. We're totally transparent. We're going to share everything on exactly how to do this, exactly how to build it, which is going to be super exciting. My focus is going to be servicing the opportunity. Bottom line, getting these people results. I'm going to deep dive it. It's a practice that I've been studying now for a long time. We have tremendous results. And I want you to remember that the results are what's going to be carrying you forward. Joe can launch you, but if everybody who's buying your product is asking for a refund, it's not going to work no matter how slick the marketing is. So I'm going to show you how to have that perpetual fuel that's going to pass the moon and go right to the stratosphere. So
let me say something to add to that. And then Cody, we haven't forgotten you. We'll get to you.
No. I love this. I'm like getting sold. I want to buy your product and I already know you guys.
All right. I want to explain something too. You don't have to have fancy, complicated, spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars in funnels and systems. I mean, you look at what Tom has done with his I look at his membership site and I'm like, you kidding me? There's like 5 other tools that are way better than that, right? But it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
So, but we're going to show you different ways to get people in. And I just wanted to clarify, like, if you look at Tom's coaching business, you don't need fancy funnels to get people in. Like, Tom keeps it super simple, just does one thing really, really well. So you don't have to have a huge national audience to get into coaching either, right? You can do a local coaching business. You can do a regional coaching business or a national or international coaching business and whatnot. But we're going to show you that you can keep it really, really simple. I just wanted to clarify that because it's easy to show all of these fancy funnels and different ways, like 100 different ways to get people in. You just need to be really, really good at one thing. And we're going to be helping you find what that one thing is for you.
Awesome.
Cody, what are you going to be delivering?
I love this. And I was going to say, add to that so that we can kind of surround this. Look what's going on here. It's not the Cody show. It's not the Joe show. It's not the Tom show. It's a collaboration of the best to come together to create the best product. We don't want to deliver just a halfway result. We want to deliver results. So we got the best in each category, whether it's getting the marketing going, closing the deal, and then servicing the students. It's the best in each category. We're not all trying to jump and all coach all different parts of this. We're all going to be uniquely singular focused on one thing. And so what sells, it's going to be the script. There's power behind it. You're going to understand it. We're going to be breaking this down and deep diving the psychology behind it, how to just switch just little words can make all the difference. There's ways to ask questions that can come across negative and can come across positive, and they're getting the same result. They're getting the same answer, but how you word things is all the difference. People ask me that all the time, and it's all about the wording. Joe, we talked about this in Orlando, talking about how you ask a student to leave a testimonial versus, hey, can you go on there and share your story? People would love to hear your story. There's just unique ways on how to make sure that this sales process works. So there's going to be the script. We'll be going through this step by step, so they're going to be good. And then really from there, it's just the verbiage. The verbiage is key in this, and I'll be breaking this down step by step so you can't not fail. You'll be getting on the phone and you're going to sound amazing.
Also, just by the way, one thing I know about Cody is it's also the logistics, how to set up that kind of an operation in a very super simple, effective way, because there's a lot of people out there doing it the wrong way. So I won't talk about our experience trying to find somebody to do the sales and to get me off the phone, but I can tell you some pretty funny stories, which I will not tell right now. Maybe I'll repeat them in Florida. But so logistically that, and the other thing too I want to say is we are updating our Podio, our CRM. Yeah. So we are going to, well, Joe, go ahead. I'll let you, but that's going to be something that, yeah.
I'm excited about this because I love Podio. They call me Podio Joe.
Podio Joe.
But I have built an entire coaching platform on Podio that's second to none. And Cody and Tom now I'm helping them design their own for the CRM side of things when people come in, right? But I also have a platform where you actually give it to your students that delivers the content, that has the schedule for the coaching calls, has the deliverables inside of it, and also provides a place for accountability where your students and clients can report on their progress, can give you their scorecard, can ask the questions. You can track your notes and your action items that you are discussing, right? So there's a whole coaching platform that you could go out and literally, I've looked at all of them, all the different software out there to kind of help manage a coaching business. None of it works for what we do. And Podio gets you 99.5% of the way there. And so we're going to be giving away that entire Podio platform, the CRM side of things that Tom and Cody use to get people in and manage them, make sure nobody falls through the cracks, and then the actual delivery side of it to actually give it to your students. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. And just to give you guys an idea of how just that little bit of information is so key, we were looking for a new CRM because we're using something that's just not working now. It was great to get started, but it's no longer a fit. The tool that I won't say what tool it was, but we had looked at a lot of tools, and the one we were looking at was $75,000 and $25K a year after that. We were able to get everything we needed out of this new CRM. So this template is going to be based on existing processes. What you're going to receive and if it's not at the event, it'll be emailed to you right after, is the actual, it's not just that it's the CRM, it's all of those built-in processes for how do you do A, B, C, and D, all of these variables that you're not going to have to learn the hard way not to do this and to do that instead. So it's the value is not that it's just going to be set up for you, but it's also going to be all of the built-in processes. I can't overstate that enough. That's going to be tremendous.
Let me say one more thing too. When the workshop is done, we're not done too. We're going to be doing follow-up webinars with everybody who's there. And we're going to be helping you. Like, you're going to walk away with an action plan. Okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I have to install. This is what I need to do. So we're going to do follow-up webinars. I don't know how many yet, but after the event to kind of help you where you're stuck, answer any questions that you have, hold you accountable to what you said you would do and things like that. So it's not just a workshop that's one and done. We're going to provide some support after the event as well, after the workshop.
You can't take it all in. The one thing I was thinking, Joe, when you said that, you can't take it all in. This is going to be a drinking from a fire hose, and so it's making sure that we always deliver. Make sure we keep you on track. There's going to be things in each one of these categories that you're gonna need the help with. You're going to need follow up now. Okay, I talked to someone, but they didn't buy the product. There's going to be touch up on that. Do we do it through text? Do we do it through email? Do we do it through a voicemail? Do we do it through, there's so many different ways, and each one of us has a process that we're going to be going along during those webinars so that we're making sure we're really capitalizing on all three of these areas, the marketing, the sales, and the servicing.
Very good. Cool. So we're limiting this to just 20 something people. Might be 20, 25, I'm not sure, but it's going to fill up. And it's coming up real soon. BecomeTheCoach.com. I do have the domain now.
That's right. I like that name.
BecomeTheCoach.com. Go there right now. We'll get on the phone and talk about you and your business. We'll talk about the price on the phone. It's not cheap, but it's very affordable. You know, if you implement what you're going to learn in this workshop, you'll make it back in a few weeks. It's guaranteed. So the BecomeTheCoach.com, we'll probably have more information about this. We'll have a little place where you can fill out a survey. You get on the phone with one of the three of us. We'll talk about what it is. And it's going to fill up. So you need to hurry up and get there right now. Okay. So as we're recording this podcast, we'll be releasing it in a few days. This workshop is coming up, and we don't know if we're ever going to do this again. So there's no guarantee that we are going to do it again. It's really, really important that you get into this workshop because I'm excited about this. I know just from listening to what Tom and Cody have been saying, I'm going to learn a ton from these guys that I'm excited about. And it's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it, Tom, Cody.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm going to get busy now. I'm going to tie up the next 2 or 3 days trying to design a logo for this. No. I'm just kidding. Don't design a logo.
This is not Tom. Tom just did something radically different in his business. We're going to have words after this.
I had a, what do you call it, a student. So no taking more than 10 minutes to come up with the logo, guys.
Business cards, and we're going to get cute shirts.
Yeah. No good. I'm excited, guys. This is going to be super awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. And we'll do it once and we'll see how it goes, but yeah, let's do it. I'm super excited. And it is coming up super quick. It is right now as we record this, it's March here. So it's coming up in 5 weeks. It's super, super quick here. So
let me say something too, because if we decide to do this workshop again, if we're reusing this video, don't get on us for using the wrong dates. We'll try to fix the dates later. But we don't know if we're going to do this workshop again. It's coming up, so just go to the BecomeTheCoach.com, and give us your information. Tell us a little bit about you. We'll get on the phone and talk about whether you're a good fit or not. And if you are, we'll discuss the details on how to get here.
So on BecomeTheCoach.com, what is it, an application?
It'll be a page that gives a little bit more information, and then there'll be an application button on there that
allows you to book a call, right?
Yeah, book a call with us.
Awesome. I love it. I love that I don't know that. That's awesome. Good stuff, guys. All right. Well, good. Awesome. Right. I love it. Thank you for doing this, Joe and Cody. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you guys down in beautiful Florida.
Gentlemen, it's an honor. Really. I can't imagine any other people that I'd rather do this with. So really, I appreciate both of you, and I'm looking forward to this.
Ditto.
All right, guys, we're signing out. We'll see y'all later. BecomeTheCoach.com. BecomeTheCoach.com. We'll see you guys.
See you guys later.
See ya.
That's all for this episode. Your next step to success is to continue the conversation over at investorgrit.com by joining the mailing list, as well as get your chance to book a strategy session to learn the systems and become part of the tribe with your hosts, Tom Kroll and Cody Hoffheim. We'll see you next episode with more ways to make you a fortune in wholesaling.